Hello, everyone. I am here to share some knowledge with everyone. Something that I read in a book. I saw a couple of pages from the book online circulating, and it got my antennas going, and I wanted to learn some more stuff. So I am sharing this knowledge with you from this book, The Story of Life. There's a lot of interesting facts in here that we did not learn in school. We did not learn growing up. And I want to share this information with you. It's got some neat pictures. Very neat pictures. And I'm going to read the first part of the book so you can learn how we were created. Because they taught us something totally different in class. They taught us something totally different in class. So, I want y'all to know this is a book by Chris, the Simpsons artist. So some of the pictures may look a little bit different than what we're used to, things how they look today. But I want y'all to know, oh my God, it's just so much information here. I'm really, really excited because I want to share it all with y'all. Okay, so let's see how many people we have. 4 people so far. Welcome, welcome. Hello, John, Lisa, Chris, Kyle, Tanisha, Jan, everybody. You will be able to come back to this video if you don't decide to watch the whole thing. You will be able to come back because I am going to keep it online because I want everybody to know this information that we have missed. We missed it. We missed it back in the day. I don't know why. I don't know why. But I'm going to begin, okay? And for those of you who are just now joining, this is the story of life, how we were created, okay? Let me begin. The planets and everything that we know was made by the Creator, whose name was called Leaf, okay? He cherished every single planet like it was his son, but Earth was his favorite planet of them all. So he decided to give it life, and that's why we are all here today. So here's a picture of Leaf with the planets, okay? Y'all didn't know that. Y'all learned something different in school, didn't you? See? I'm going to learn you something today. Now, the first humans were invented by fish nearly 2,000 years ago when they decided to grow human legs because they were fed up with being in the sea. There was nothing exciting for them in the water anymore. So they came onto land to try and find something else to do. So here's a picture of the early humans. This is where we began, okay? You see that? Fish. He got human legs. He got tired of the water. You didn't learn that in school, did you? No, bet you didn't know that. So the fish got their human legs, they came on the land, and they laid eggs in the ground. I'm trying to keep the book straight. But the fish laid their eggs into the ground. You see that? Y'all didn't know that, did you? Didn't know that? I bet you your school told you something different, huh? And the eggs grew into the first human. So this is a picture of the first human growing from the egg that the fish laid on the ground. I want to make sure it's straight. This book is so interesting, y'all. I swear to God, you should get it. It's really interesting. Okay, so we lived alongside the fish for many years. They took care of us and they showed us the secrets of the earth. So here's a picture of one of the fish after he grew a human, teaching him some of the secrets of the earth. But then we got hungry and greedy, and we hunted all of the fish until there were no more fish left on the land. And the humans became the main creatures of the earth. So this is a picture of the human basically killing the fish. We killed the fish off. And that's how it was nothing but humans left on earth. So the humans lived in caves for hundreds of years where we would paint beautiful pieces of art and make ourselves feel less lonely and depressed. And here's a picture of the humans in the cave making pictures. Kyle, this is not a crackhead book. This is a book, The Story of Life. Did you miss the cover? The Story of Life. This is what they didn't teach you in school, Kyle. I need you to pay attention in class, okay? Or you're going to have detention. All right, here's a fact. Here's a fact of life. The oldest human nose ever discovered was nearly 175 years old. That's an old nose. Here's a fact of life. You didn't know that, did you? I bet you did not know that. 600 years ago, something magical happened. The shoe was invented, okay? And the shoe was invented and modern man was born. Now, here's a picture of the shoe and modern man was born. You see her in her red heels? She's stepping. Okay. Thanks to the shoes, people could now walk further and further without getting sore feet. And that's why we live all over the earth. Doesn't that make sense? Shoes were invented. We started walking everywhere in these shoes, and we made it all over the earth. Tanisha, this is not a crackhead book. This is facts. It would not be in a book if it was not facts, okay? So, where am I? So let's begin. Before birth, okay? And I'm going to go through before birth, and then once the baby's born, and then I'm going to end this part 1 of this series, okay? So before birth, it says, grow my child, for you are the beginning, okay? So I know you were taught one reason. Hey, Sonia. I know you were taught how babies are made, but this is facts because it's in this book, Story of Life, and I want you to know how babies were made. Nowadays, there are lots of ways that ladies can get pregnant, okay? But the most popular way is for a man to lay an egg into the lady's mouth so she can swallow it inside of herself and grow a baby. Here's a picture of the guy laying an egg in the lady's mouth. That's how she got pregnant. Now, I know sometimes people wonder, how big is the baby inside of the lady? At 4 weeks, the baby is now the size of a man's nose. Okay, that's at 4 weeks. At 10 weeks, the baby is now about, I'm trying to get the camera straight. Here we go. At 10 weeks, the baby is the size of a pair of rolled up bootcut men's leggings. That's right here. Okay. At 20 weeks, the baby is the size of a cheese and ham omelet. There's a cheese and ham omelet. That's at 20 weeks. At 25 weeks, the baby is the size of a hand opening a door. See that there? And at 30 weeks, the baby is the size of Drake's face. Look at there. Y'all did not know that. Y'all did not know that. Kyle, you're going to try to lay an egg in the lady's mouth? That's good. That is awesome. So now we know how big a baby is when it's inside the lady. But did you know that women's feet swell up to 11 times the normal size when they're pregnant? Because this is how the placenta is grown and stored inside of the feet. The placenta is also known as birth sausages. So this is the reason why women's feet swell when they're pregnant, and they can get 11 times as big as a normal size feet. Did you know that when a lady is pregnant with twins, that means she has 2 babies inside of her? The reason most people have got 2 legs is because in case they get pregnant with twins, they can safely grow them inside of their legs with plenty of room. The twins feed on the leg bone of their mother to get all of the bone goodness that they need to grow. By the time the twins are fully grown, they'll have stretched all the way down to their mother's ankles. What a beautiful world we live in. And here's a picture of a mother with twins, and they're growing. See there? They grow in the legs. Y'all didn't know that. I bet y'all didn't know that. After 30 weeks of being pregnant, the baby is now fully formed inside of the lady's body, and it will soon be time for the birthing. So here's a picture of a lady at 30 weeks with the baby inside of her, almost ready for birthing. See that? Baby sitting up, ready to crawl up out of there. Here's another fact of life. The longest known pregnancy was 32 years and 11 days. When a man was asked why did he stay in the womb for so long, he said he just couldn't be bothered being born. I did not know I had that choice when I was still inside my mom. I could have stayed there. 50 years later, I could have probably broke his record. But here's a picture of him inside the womb. Look at him. He got a full beard and everything. He stayed in there 32 years and 11 days because he was just not ready. I understand. I understand the struggle. I bet y'all didn't know that. They didn't teach you that in school, huh? They didn't teach you that you had a chance, you had a choice to stay in there. You just came on out, huh? Didn't want to miss nothing. Anyway, let's continue. Chris. Listen, this is class. I'm teaching facts. Don't make fun of this author of this book. Okay, as the baby grows inside of his mom, he dribbles a lot. And when he's ready to be born, he will push all of the spit out of his mom to let her know that he's ready to be birthed. So in school, we learned that your water breaks. Well, that's not really your water. The baby is spitting. He's pushing all the spit out to let the mom know that he is ready to be born. So here's a picture of the mother. She's saying, I burst. And the father saying, the birthing is coming. He knows it's time. The baby has spit, threw all the spit out of the mom, and she's ready to have the baby. Okay. Now, here's the birthing. Welcome to the world. When the baby is ready to be born, the woman will crouch down and let the newborn crawl out of her so it can finally be released into the wild. Here's a picture of the baby being born. See, he's saying thank you. She said, out you come, little one. He says, thank you. See, y'all didn't learn that, did you? Didn't learn it at all. So now a new life has begun. The baby is born, okay? And this is what goes on inside of a baby's mind. He thinks about sleeping, darkness, where am I, why, am I real, and nipple juice. See, a lot of the brain is thinking about nipple juice because the baby will nurse a lot. So he wants nipple juice. Why are you listening, Tanisha? Because this is facts. This book, oh my God. Y'all learned this shit from a different book. This is the real deal Holyfield right here. Okay, so babies grow very quickly. And here's a picture of a baby in a crib at 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and 4 weeks old. I'm going to show you this page here. That's how babies grow. 1 week, it's over here. Then 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and 4 weeks. That's how fast the babies grow. Okay. Here's another fact of life. The largest baby ever known was Dr. Philip Grove. That's his name. He measured 136 meters tall when he was only 7 months and 33 days old. He starred in many Hollywood movies like Big Baby's Big Length Kingdom, and he also played Large Marge in the film version of The Goblin's Revenge. Here's a picture of Dr. Philip Grove and his mom. Did y'all see that movie with Large Marge? It's Dr. Philip Grove. Sharita, do not come in my class using that profane language. This is class. You will be placed in detention. This is facts from the book, Story of Life. You need to learn it. Don't have me put you in detention, okay? All right, now here's a poem. Beware of the stork, say the ladies in town. The babies aren't safe when the stork is around. He will sniff out the newborns with his long orange nose to keep in his nest with the others he chose. So here's pictures of the babies in the nest that the stork took and put them in his nest, okay? So here's a picture of the stork taking a baby. See, y'all think the storks bring the babies. They don't bring the babies. They take the babies. So here's a picture of a stork. He's saying, where's my family? And the stork is telling him, I'm your papa now. See, so don't tell your kids that the storks bring babies. Tell them the truth. The stork takes the babies. Okay? At age 1 month, it's feeding time. So feeding time is a natural way for babies to bond with Papa. Here's a picture of the dad feeding the baby. This is story time with Noe, Courtney. Yes, it is. I'm teaching the story of life. This is a book of facts on how we were created. So, first words. A baby will say its first words at 8 days old. By the time they are 10 weeks old, they can speak as well as a full-grown man. And here's a picture of the mom feeding the baby saying, "Can you say mama?" And the baby saying, "Probably." See there? See? Y'all babies don't start talking till when? Because y'all listen to that shit that they taught you in school. When you should have read this book, your baby would have been talking a long time ago. Your baby would have been talking. Here's a popular nursery rhyme to soothe babies to sleep. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men spooned out his mind, and then they ate him. Here's a picture of Humpty Dumpty on the wall saying life is perfect. And then this is when he had the great fall. They spooned out his mind and they ate him. See, y'all learned some other Humpty Dumpty shit, huh? You didn't learn the real Humpty Dumpty. This is what happened to Humpty Dumpty. They spooned out his mind and ate him. Y'all didn't know that. Y'all did not know that. Okay. I'm almost done with part 1, but y'all have to listen to this because this is some facts. This is facts. Just before a baby's first birthday, the local priest will bless the baby in a cauldron of priest spit to protect the youngling from bad spirits. So here's a picture of the priest. Blessing the baby with his priest spit. Becoming a child. When a baby gets to about 2 years old, they will shed their baby legs and grow child legs. This is known as the first step of becoming a child. It is a tradition to leave your children's baby legs under their pillow so they can be collected by the leg fairy in exchange for money per leg. Now, this book was written with, it has pounds. So here's a picture of the baby shedding his baby legs, and he got his child legs. So it gets about 100 to 350 pounds per leg. You can do a, what is it called? Conversion to see how much that is in US dollars. Okay. And the next section is child. A child is a small human. And the inside of a child's body. The mind, the sniffs, the air sac, where he loves. He's got an arm bone, a backbone, a food chamber. See, he's got an arm bone on this side, but on this side, he's got the arm bone's brother. And then here he's got the leg bone, and on the other side, the leg bone's brother. That's how kids are made. See, y'all learned some other shit. You learned some other shit. So let's talk a little bit about food, and then I'm going to end the first series. Actually, food is only 2 pages. So children love the taste of food. It helps them to be strong and healthy. But if they don't eat enough of it, they will shrivel up and die. So you have to feed your kids. You have to feed your kids. And here's a picture of kids eating. Shush, Samson. You have to feed your kids or else they'll shrivel up and die, period. Now, here's an interesting fact that they did not teach you in school. Do not, be careful, do not touch any part of your child's neck when you're patting them on their head, okay? There will be too much neck growth and they will end up looking like a giraffe has given birth to a boy. So when you pat your child on the head, do not touch their neck. This is what happens, okay? Don't touch their neck when you pat them on the head. Every time a child is patted on their head, they get taller. A child whose head is not patted will not get taller. That's why it's important to always have a pat of a child's head, even if they have horrible hair. So even if your child got some nappy ass hair, you still got to pat them on the head, okay, so they can grow. But don't touch their neck or else they're going to look like this. All right, class, the next section is learning. I'll show you the first page of it. We're going to learn about Goblin's Revenge. in part 2 of my class, The Story of Life. This will end today's lesson. I thank you all for coming to class. I know that you've had, this was a lot of information, and you can always go back to this video and watch it again. And if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message. I will also share this video on Instagram, or I might have to do it all over again on Instagram. But I want you guys to get this out, okay? So share this video. I need people to learn the facts of how we were created. Nobody know. Everybody thought the other bullshit that we learned in school. You didn't know nothing about the fish. You didn't know nothing about fish growing legs. You didn't know nothing about none of that. None of that. I thank y'all from the bottom of my heart. Y'all have a good night, okay?